To upgrade to SureServo2's drive firmware, you'll need a free SureServo2 Pro software, which you can download at AutomationDirect.com. Go ahead and download and install that so the required USB driver is installed on your computer. Once you've installed the software, when you plug the USB cable into the computer, it should automatically recognize the SureServo2 drive. If you look at the computer's device manager, you should see this driver for AC servo drive and the COM port is attached to. There is one catch. The USB cable comes with an isolator. Make sure you use that. USB has 2 signal wires and a 5-volt supply. In addition to providing some EMI protection, the isolator also breaks the 5 volts so the USB port on your computer doesn't power the drive. You'll see why that's important in just a minute. If you haven't done so already, apply power to the drive and launch the SureServo2 Pro software. You can connect to the drive if you want to, but it isn't required for doing a firmware update. I'm going to intentionally leave my drive offline just to show you it works. To update the firmware, click on Burn, Firmware Update Tool. Locate the new firmware file you downloaded from AutomationDirect.com. It should have this UPD extension. Verify you have the correct COM port, and I like to open a details box so I can see the progress. Hit the flash button. It goes through a bunch of gyrations for about 15 seconds. I'll let that run in real time so you can get a feel for how long it takes. When you get the OK dialog, you should see the drive telling you to reboot. Power down the drive, wait a few seconds, then power it back up. Now, if you updated to a new firmware version, you'll get an alarm code of 99 in the display. My drive was already up to date, so I didn't get that here. You also need to set parameter 2.08 to a 30 and then to a 28 and power cycle the drive again. That ensures the parameters were fully updated. Again, I don't need to do that since my drive was already up to date. Now, if you forgot to use the USB isolator, the computer will be powering the drive's electronics, so you won't be able to power cycle or reboot the drive. That's why it's important to use the USB isolator. If you go to parameter 0.00, you should see the new firmware version, and parameter 5.0 has a subversion. Of course, I could also connect to the drive and view the firmware version using the software either here or by reading the firmware version parameters 0.0 and 5.0. That's all there is to it. But there is one caveat. Suppose you don't have access to drive power. Maybe you just pulled one of the large 3-phase drives out of the box and you don't have access to 3-phase power, or you simply haven't wired to power yet. Is there a way to upgrade to drive firmware without applying drive power? Yep. Now remember we said the USB isolator electrically isolates the PC from the drive? Well, just remove the USB isolator. I'll remove power from the drive. And now when you plug the USB cable into the drive, the USB port on your computer powers the drive control electronics. The drive even tells you it's USB powered. Follow the exact same procedure as before. I'll fast forward through that. Except this time, when you get the reboot message, just pull the USB cord and then plug it back in. You can even check and modify the parameters while powered by USB. Yep, there's our new firmware version. Again, notice that the software didn't actually have to be connected or online for this to work. You can actually fully configure and commission your drive using only USB power. Just remember to unplug the USB cable to power cycle the drive. Well, that's all there is to updating the firmware in the SureServo2 drive. Click here to learn more about the SureServo2 system and where to find more video tutorials. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll be notified when we publish more videos like this, and click here to learn about Automation Direct's free award-winning support options.